Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. I want to make sure that you can hear and see me okay. I don't see it right now. This is my second time trying to go live because um them folks just put up a blurb talking about not being able to have a live stream. So please let me know if you can see and hear me okay in the chat. I'm going to try to put up a new link. It's all kind of little weird stuff. It seems is happening with my social media. Family, let me know if you can hear and see me okay. Whenever you're watching this, family, let me know if you can hear and see me okay. This is our second time trying to go live because they sent a notice popped up saying we can't go live. So the devil, the real devil, God today and stuff is a lie and stuff. Yes, okay, I'm seeing a couple of people. Somebody said loud and clear. Okay, okay, okay. I see you, just SJ. I see you, Starflower, Monique, Joan. Okay, y'all are finding me here, but I put the different link up. See, on the other platforms, and I don't think I can. Let's see. Here's the new link. Thank you all for your patience. Y'all know a lot of times when stuff happens, this is beyond our control. There's some weird little stuff that's popping up. So let's see if I can edit this other one so I can let folks know where we are. Okay, family, as you come in, beloved, thank you for your patience. My name is Vicki Dillard, for those of you that are just tuning in. And I am an on-air personality known and seen over the years on multiple platforms and networks. But you are tuned in today to my personal channel at VickiDillard.tv. Beloved, here on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. As you come in, be sure to come in giving us a big thumbs up, would you? Be sure to like and be sure to share. On the count of three, I have a little bit of a ritual. On the count of three, come in, please, and hit that thumbs up button, would you? On the count of three, come in and hit that thumbs up button on the count of three. And when you do that, family, you make it more likely that other people will know that we are here. Are y'all hearing me today? That's so important because when we use folks like myself that use alternative media to reach folks like you, it's because the establishment is threatened by us. God, today it's because the powers that shouldn't be, your modern neo-Illuminati, who's trying to control the world, they, beloved, can't control us. Talk black to me. So they do little weird stuff to prevent, frustrate, and foil our effectiveness. And how many of you all know that's when we have to pull out the big guns? The big guns, and look, proverbially speaking, you know, I got to make that clear. Proverbially speaking, we got to pull out our very black magic. Talk black to me. We got to start using weapons, our superior weapons. Y'all better hear me today. On the count of three, I want everybody to hit that thumbs up button, would you? And share, share, share. I brought that up because you help us to expand our voice when you do that, okay? On the count of three, hit that thumbs up button for me. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, share, share. Share, 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 share. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you all so much for your patience. Y'all see I'm doing this live trying to get myself together because I had some things already set up. My little people be helping me. Bless my managers and assistants hard. They be trying to help your sister with the curly braids with this little stuff. I don't be doing a lot of this stuff online. Talk black to be somebody. So when there's a little bit of a disruption, child, I'll be like, help. Thank you so much for tuning in. I won't be long, but I will be strong. Let's get to where we're going quickly. Today, I'm talking about how New York's Governor Hochul signed a fake, what I'm calling fake reparations study commission legislation. You're probably asking, why did I say fake? I'm saying fake in terms of its effectiveness, fake in terms of its intention, fake in terms of its most certain um, outcomes. Oh, their outcome is to make sure you don't get reparations. The outcome is a delay tactic for Black folks. Let me tell you something. I keep telling you that power in this season is coming from the ground up. What do I mean by that? We're the Black grassroots. So power is coming from us, meaning our influence. Are y'all hearing me today? Meaning our ability to make things go viral, our ability to shape stuff, our ability to make substantive change. We just have not properly wielded and directed that power. Talk Black to me. They've done everything to keep you out of it. They've labeled you as unimportant. They haven't chosen you among the establishment and the wicked systems, beloved, because you can't be bought off. Talk Black to me. And you don't represent their particular interest and agenda. So folks like me, I'm not a joyless read. I would not happily sell out. Talk Black to me. That's not me. So when y'all sitting up here talking about you want prim and proper in terms of going along with the agenda, they consider Vicki Dillard to be raw and wild. Baby, I'm not domesticated when it comes down to that kind of stuff. Now, does that mean I don't believe your sister with the curly braids don't believe in being wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove? No, we've got to be very tactical and strategic and stuff. But at the end of the day, my essence is not made up of traitor. My essence is not made up of raccoonery, bones and biscuitry, trickery. That's not my nature. Talk Black to me. And when you don't rep that, then you're not the one that's going to be chosen as the talking head for them. So then when we find alternative voices, talk Black to me, that's outside of the establishment, and we will power like that, that seems to be slower, but yet sure and firmer. We build from the ground up, from those that consider to be nobodies, the deaf, the dumb, and the blind. We work with the streets. And now that our message is taking hold in ways that mainstream media, mainstream systems and institutions, they're losing influence. So they're threatened by that. So they do little tricks. They do little things to mess with the algorithm. They do little things to try to censor and frustrate you and sometimes to punish you so that you're not effective. But how many of you all know we've been overcoming that too? How many of y'all know that they can't limit us? Now, why am I bringing that particular topic up? Because reparations is not something that your mainstream Black shields talk about. Your run-of-the-mill Black Democrat has not been pushing reparations. We have. Peace, family. Welcome. I'm trying to tell you the reason they're making these moves. You already know about the reparations commissions and stuff they did in California. You know how this stuff has been popping up all over the country. For New York to do it, that's a really big deal. But it's also a trick for them to do it now. It's a delay tactic. Why? Let me just go ahead and put that out there before I get into any of the details. The reason why the Democrats are doing this, number one, they're dealing with reparations because they know that that's absolutely the number one topic amongst their Black Democratic constituency. They know that this is the number one thing on our minds. They know this is the thing that could drive us to the polls. And they know they're not committed to giving it to us. So they got to fake the funk and pretend like they are. They have to masquerade as if they're really pushing reparations. So instead of them talking about a substantive policy and the amount that they're going to cut our check, somebody cut the check. They sit up here talking about a study and a commission. Now, Vicki, why are you calling it fake? I'm calling it fake because they're not trying to actually cut you a check. They know, beloved, that we have less than a year before the presidential election, right? How many of you all know that they know how to run the clock out? Now, y'all know I don't do sports and stuff. Y'all know I see, for the most part, sports just a little lower than the terrorist attack. So that's not my thing. Talk Black to me. And I'll be taking a bubble bath. Talk Black to me, baby. If my man should want to watch a football game or something like that, God bless you. Get your little wings and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Bring your boys over and do all that. I'm going to be taking somebody's bubble bath. My own. But I'm just saying, how many of y'all know, seems like I heard the phrase run the clock out in one of these athletic terms. Y'all help me. That's why I brought that up. Is that true, family? Is run the clock out a term that's used in sports? Somebody help me today. What does run the clock out mean? I'm going to need my brothers and sisters. I know there's some sisters that's real big into sports. I know when I was in the belly of the beast, I ain't never seen a greater sports fan than some of them women that I was in the belly of the beast with. So I know some sisters that out there that's all about that life. Y'all help me. Y'all help me make sure I'm getting this right. What does it mean to run the clock out? Somebody said, yes, that's relevant. Saggy said that means to hold the ball. Why would they do that? Y'all help me. What my sports folks? Y'all, I'm using your commentary in the chat. Y'all help me make the point to our Black brothers and sisters who think this means something. What does it mean to run the clock out? Shout out to my sister Shalina. She's one of our moderators, highlighted in blue, and most importantly, she's my soul sister. She's going to be putting important information in the chat, family, so be sure to pay attention to that. Thank you all so much. Somebody says, yes, football, basketball, fake it. Somebody say, milk the clock. Thank you, D. D said, stall. Now, that's a good one. No said, letting the time keep going. You've already won. That's good. Let time run out. Procrastinate. Thank you, family. That's all I need you all to be calling this trick that the New York governor just this game. How many of y'all know that sports is an important analogy to this, because this is a political game? Somebody say these are just some games. Vicki don't play a lot of games. I don't know a lot about cards and basketball. I don't do games like that. I used to love cartoons as a child, and I was still a child when I was over cartoons. And I ain't gonna lie, it's about 2 or 3 I like today as a 44-year-old, almost 45-year-old woman. But I'm just saying, I just never played no games, didn't like no games like that. Every now and then, 1 or 2, but that ended when I was probably 12. Ain't nothing wrong with, I use other forms of play. I'm a divine feminine, so I love to play. Talk Black to me, just certain games. There's some things I just don't play like that. It's just not my forte. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But I want you all to see what the Democrats are doing as a game. Yes, I remember Fat Albert, beloved, and the Cosby Kids. We sure do, precious. Somebody said the team letting the clock run out are the ones winning. Say that again. Say that again, Queen Sister. Queen Sister said that the team that's letting the clock run out are the ones that's winning. The Democrats are barely winning. They know they can't win without Black folks. They know they're on shaky ground with every other group. But they know the unequivocal, proven demographic electoral block that keeps coming out in a very predictable way of Black folk. So with you, they're going to hold a clock. With you, they're going to show up to your barbecues, your fish fries, and they're going to crunch and eat some chicken with you. They're going to join in and sing, in your choir stands to sing Amazing Grace. Family, years and years ago, I did a video that went viral. And right after I did it, I was on one of the other networks that I helped to build. And when I played the clip of Obama, which was a cappella, do you all know we got quick, fast, and in a hurry a notice, a copyright notice? I'm like, how y'all gonna copyright this hymn that ain't yours from something that was sung a cappella? Talk Black to me. Hello, beautiful Vicki. Thank you for sharing this video with us, and I appreciate this. You all think I'm playing? How many of y'all remember 8 years ago, thereabout, in 2015, Barack Hussein Obama went to a memorial? Y'all think I'm playing? Let me go. Y'all think I'm playing? Y'all think I'm playing? I'm gonna stop it after just a couple quick seconds because YouTube play too much. I said YouTube play too much. So y'all remember years ago he was singing, Barack Obama sung at Congressman Pinckney's eulogy. Now you all remember some of our beautiful family that was mowed down in Mother Emanuel's church. How many of y'all remember that? So one of the persons that was mowed down was a well-known congressman. So Obama was getting so much hell because Obama wasn't showing up to black folks' funerals and memorials. But remember, Obama bust out crying when the little white kids, got deleted. Every time something go on with any other people group, Obama get all emotional and take all kinds of action, and his administration gives all kind of attention to. So when people kept saying, well, what you gonna do about all the deletions of black folks? Talk black to me, somebody. So in order to make up for that, and in order to play on black folks' emotional and religious heartstrings, he said, okay, let me show up to Congressman Pinckney's memorial. And the way I'm going to show out for black folks is not offer them nothing still. Y'all remember when your sister with the curly braids? Y'all remember when I went viral? Y'all know this how I do. This the only thing that Democrats have to, this the only thing they have to offer us. This Obama, watch this. Wait.
Amazing Grace.
This Obama. This video is under the Copyright Act. I'm going to cut it off after a few seconds.
Amazing Grace.
How sweet. Y'all come on. Y'all hit that note with me real quick. That saved a wretch. I got to cut it off. Like me. Why you laughing? That's all we get is Amazing Grace. That's when all of the clergy rose to their feet. That's when they felt the Holy Spirit. God, today, can't nobody tell me nothing? The Democrats know that's you. Y'all know I got to wait after a few seconds. Let me go back.
How sweet.
Wait. What?
Amazing Grace.
Watch them stand up.
How sweet the sound.
Sing, choir. That say. Where my altos at? Do I have any altos in Wyoming? Do I have any sopranos in Louisiana? Do I have any tenors in New York? God, today. What you say, Democrat? How sweet the sound that what they do? Let me turn it off right now because I'm not going to play with these mugs. Y'all know they was watching Your Sister with the Girly Braids when I covered this years and years ago. Do you know they sent us a notice to censor the video a few minutes after I went live? With so many thousands of people that was watching me live that day. Y'all went crazy when I covered this years and years ago. But that's all they give you is Amazing Grace and some chicken. Somebody say I got a soprano in California. Thank you. Somebody thank you, California. Y'all sing, lift your voice. Today, that's all they got is Amazing Grace for you. We're not finna be moved by that. We're not gonna let them misuse our very black magic to drive us into the polls. Today, I just gotta bust that open. Y'all feel me? Stop playing some chick named Star. Stop playing Dinner Sarah. Y'all just laughing. Stop playing Queen Sister. Y'all know that's all they got. Quan, why y'all laughing? Vicki, get to where you're going. Now watch this clip. Now this ain't Amazing Grace. Now I just had to remind y'all real quick that the tricks hadn't changed none. I just had to remind you that it's still the same. I had to remind you that the Democrats know what they're doing. Their advisors tell them, all you got to do is go up there and sing Amazing Grace. Just sing Amazing Grace. You ain't got to give them no tax credits. You ain't got to give them no real legislation. You don't have to cut no checks. Go up there and sing Amazing Grace, and this will drive them like sheep to the polls. His lily white advisors tell him it's like magic. They said, just go up there, show up to the memorial after you didn't show up to nothing else they did. Show up because you're compelled to do it because they cussed you out and you was exposed. They'll forget all of that just when you hit that note, Amazing Grace, and start off a cappella. That's it. Talk back to me, somebody. And family, our magic is nothing to be ashamed of. It's just don't let them use it like that. Do you understand that our musical magic is so important that they use it for political reasons? They use it in multiple nations throughout the world for economic reasons. Talk black to me. So it's not nothing to laugh at. I'm exposing it when they pimp it and you get nothing for it. Talk black. I am a singer. I'm a magical singer. I don't sing like regular smegular folks. I don't read music or none of that. I channel supernatural sounds. So it's power in it. I'm saying that we need to use it appropriately. Don't let Mystery Babylon, who's fallen, use your magic to try to keep it on life support. Black folks, when you connect to something, do you know that you're giving a dead thing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation? Don't you know that when something is on their deathbed, when something needs to be resurrected, they call you? Because your vibration gives it another day. It extends its life. And I'm telling you, they're deserving of its obituary, this system. Somebody put a skull in the chat if the algorithm don't mess with it. I'm saying this political system, this oppressive government, its day is over. And every time they get black folks to co-sign something, you give it another day. Your magic extends it. And I'm trying to tell you now, don't use it like that, beloved. We're not mocking the power of our magic. It's worthy to be mocked, though, when you use it for a thing that you ought not. Especially when it's an oppressive system and people. That's when you need to be ashamed. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. Now, what happened? New York, let me find that clip because I had one. Here it is. I had one cue. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Please share, share, share. Be sure to check out the link that I have in my website, pinned in the chat right now. Did I pin it? Did somebody pin it? Because we had it pinned in my previous thing, but they messed with my first live today. So, okay, yeah, there it is. Family, hit that link for the first 100 people. Y'all know that I'm launching my new spiritual mastermind school called the Vicki Dillard Mystery School. I'm asking you to give me 12 months, 12 sessions, and a whole bunch of other benefits throughout 2024 to ship, shape, and transform your life. How many of you all know that the world as we know it is changing? You best believe that there is a new world on the horizon. The question is, who's going to lead it? I'm saying that those of us that they consider to be nobodies, the least of these, now is our time. And I want to raise up the next few world leaders. We're not the world leaders because Howard or Harvard approved us and gave us a degree. We're not the new world leaders because Biden gave us an attaboy and a pat on the back. We're the new world leaders first and foremost because we're spiritually fit and empowered. That's what's going to cause us to be sustained and have the necessary wisdom and the necessary wherewithal to rule the new world. That's what Vicki Dillard Mastermind School is about, my spiritual principles. I don't care if you're Muslim, I don't care if you're Christian, I don't care if you're Hebrew, Jewish, Vedic, Buddhist, Hindu, or nothing at all in terms of label. This is a spiritual mastermind school for $45 a month. You can't beat that with a stick. But we're doing a special for the first 100 people that buy. If you click on the link up there, you'll see for the first 100 people, you're going to basically save practically half. I mean, it's only $45. So when you do this particular special up front, you're going to basically save half. No, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody talking about, oh, I can't afford your special webinar. I can't afford to do your secret money in your womb thing. I can't afford to do your angel series. I can't afford to do your ancestors webinar. This is less. This is about $20-some a month at this price for the first 100 people that do this special, because we're officially launching January 2nd and the price is going right back up to $45 January 2nd, which is just in a couple of days. So click the link above. Why is this type of knowledge that I'm sharing with you so important? I'm going to say this and I'm going to get to the clip. So indulge me now. Be patient, grown-ups. I always say if you want something you never had, you've got to do something you've never done. But you know, the type of knowledge you have determines the quality of your life. And that's absolutely right, Shalina. There are certain types of climates and environments you need to be in order to experience transformation. I'm going to say that again. There are certain types of environments and climates you need to be in order to manifest. How many of y'all know that when you're in a polluted environment, it can take you out? But if you're in an environment that causes you to thrive, that's filled with unlimited power and potential, you can thrive. And if you're consistently in that environment and shaped in that environment, you're never going to be the same. When you're in your mother's womb, that's a type of environment. A womb is a place where a fetus is developed, yes? But your spiritual environment is a type of womb. And how many of you all know that you can be in certain environments and the dangers and the toxins are not necessarily visible? But let's say you're somewhere and then all of a sudden you start coughing. Let's say you're somewhere and all of a sudden you start sneezing. So let's say you're somewhere and all of a sudden your nose starts to bleed. And you find out later that the environment you were in was polluted. And how many of you all know that some of our environments are in the spirit? I'm breaking this down. How many of you all know that the stuff that's in the environment is unseen, but it has everything to do with who you are and how you become and what you become? How many of you all know that you can't see carbon dioxide? How many of you all know that you can't see a lot of the toxins because it's invisible to you? But that does not mean they're not having an effect. Being in a spiritual environment like the one that I'm going to provide you is what's going to help to develop you and shape you into a high caliber being where you're going to bring creative solutions to the planet. Talk black to me. That's why I don't talk about everything in this environment, because this is not the appropriate environment for those types of things. You're right, Joan. Joan said you can't even smell carbon dioxide either. That's right. It's only later on that you realize that there's some effects. Yes? So I want to put you in an environment or a spiritual womb or Vicki planet to where you can develop and manifest your unique destiny. Not a destiny that looks like Vicki's, but I said your unique destiny, so that we can begin to shape the planet. Talk black to me. So be sure to go to my website at vickiplanet.com. The link is available. This is a special only that we're making available for the first 48 hours. After 48 hours, We're going to make it available for folks that want to pay $45 a month. But for the first 100 people, you're going to get practically half all the way off of the 45. That's almost nothing, family. You can't even get a bus pass for 3 months, barely for that. Talk black to me. Y'all better see what Shalina is saying in the chat, confirming some stuff. So Vicki, get to where you're going. Thank you all so much. This is about you. And I'm making it extremely affordable because I'm that determined to fulfill a part of my contract. I call it the Vicki Dillard Mystery School because there are mystical principles that I'm going to teach you. And most of these lessons, I was trained by messengers, family. Do you all know how many times I've connected with religious and spiritual organizations that said that they wanted to promote me, or they wanted to make me official in some sort of group, or they wanted to initiate me in something, and it never ever happened? And in most cases, I was just straight up rejected. I didn't care what price I needed to pay. But because in many cases of their own jealousy and competition, they didn't want me connected to it. That forced me to go it alone. Circumstances and situations forced me to connect to certain spiritual rituals. And when I did, something supernatural happened. I was permitted to see a supernatural counsel, hear and receive supernatural information. And that's what helped to guide my life and a part of my assignment. And this is the reason why I have impacted certain people, places, and things the way that I have, because that's my unique assignment. And I want to teach you this principle. Shout out to my other moderator, Miss Sharice, that's in the building. Miss Sharice says, phew, I love the magical opportunities that have opened up to me during my time under Vicki's spiritual guidance. I'm joining the new school on my birthday tomorrow. Somebody wish her a very, very, very happy birthday to my dear sister, Miss Sharice Fleming. She's one of the moderators in blue. And again, the link is pinned in the chat above, family. Absolutely low cost. You can't get gas money for 3 months for this amount. It was already $45. It's basically half. I told my team, let's go all the way out. Whatever cost it is to me, I don't care what position it puts me in. I ain't worried about no payoff until later, because spirit pays me for the work that I do. You don't know half of the warfare that your sister with the curly braids deal with behind the scenes. But I'm determined to fulfill my assignment and make it available for you without pimping anybody. Talk black to me. This has everything to do with every area of your life. I said this has everything to do with every area of your life and your children and your family and your hopes and your dreams. This is what gives you the edge in every area of your life, your spiritual disposition. But you got to be committed to it and give me 12 months to help you change everything. Family, watch this clip. What is New York up to? Again, this is from CBS News. This is from CBS News.
Noon today, Governor Hochul signed racial justice legislation this morning to create a commission to consider reparations for slavery. 6 months ago, state lawmakers passed the bill creating a state commission to examine slavery and discrimination against African Americans. It will recommend reparations to repair the ongoing impacts and lingering effects of segregation for so many Black New Yorkers. The measure is a historic step to help right the wrongs of the past. Governor Hochul says she knows many New Yorkers do not support it, but she said it had to be signed.
Let's be clear about what reparations means. It doesn't mean fixing the past, undoing what happened. We can't do that. No one can. But it does mean more than giving people a simple apology 150 years later. This bill makes it possible to have a conversation, a reasoned debate about what we want the future to look like. And I can think of nothing more democratic than that.
The commission will be made up of 9 members who are experts in African or American studies, civil rights, human rights, and criminal justice.
Family,
Mr. Chairman,
I want you to see, let me go back to this this clip. Look at, before he comes on, What I just showed you, I got to turn it this way because you ain't going to be able to see the hit. Look at what CBS News New York titled what you just saw. They called it Governor Hochul signs controversial legislation to create Slavery Reparations Commission. You heard her say that most New Yorkers are against it. This is how them folks are. They're talking about another study and another commission. Now, let me ask you something. We discussed, and when I say we, I'm talking about the Black grassroots, what was going on in California, right? How many of you all remember the extraordinary gains that California made in terms of their reparations push, right? Talk black to me. Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of New York, right? Your Democrat liberal, right? After they were doing all the commissions and studies, and when the commission made the decision and voted for reparations, what did your liberal Democrat governor do? In case y'all think I'm lying, this is from May 2023. ABC News. What does this headline say that your very liberal Governor Newsom do when it came down to the reparations issue? What did he do, family? It says Newsom declines public support reparations payments recommended by California Task Force. The California Task Force, when they were done with their tasking and they commissioning and they studying and stuff, and they did do a good job, I ain't gonna lie. At the end of the day, this is what your liberal Democrat decided. Now, I told you at the beginning of this broadcast that the Democrats have no intentions. They don't want you to have reparations. Remember, James Clyburn, your very black, raccooning Democrat from South Carolina, he straight up came out and said that it's an impossibility. Bernie Sanders, who you all think is the next Messiah, Sean King actually called him one time a prophet. Bernie Sanders, who believes in America spending trillions of dollars for everybody in America to get free health care and free college and some old freebies, which, okay, fine, which is literally going to cost us trillions of dollars. But you ask him about reparations, a literal check for black folks, he took his funny looking self on The View and told Sonny Hostin, basically, hell to the no. I'm giving y'all those checks. Joe Biden don't want you to have reparations. Kamala, when she was running to be president before she got out of the race because she was a loser, and her and Joe Biden clearly already negotiated that he was going to pick her, or hinted at her that he would pick her as a VP. So she got out the race. She was already running a losing campaign in the first place. How many of y'all remember when she came out, when she was specifically asked by a black reporter, would she support reparations for black folks? She went operatic in a very, very, very high-pitched soprano tone, told us, hell no, I'm not going to do something just for black folks. Now, we're calling this madness out in terms of these reparations commissions because we want you all to start calling them and tagging and contacting and showing up like you're doing around the country to political hearings and committees and so forth. Call this out as a delay tactic and a trick bag that it is. They know that these reparations study is they're going to make sure What did we say in the beginning of the broadcast? What was our athletic term that we used, family? Didn't we say that there's a such thing as run the clock out? And one of y'all told me that means that the side that looks like they winning, they just hold the ball until they run the clock out. That's what the Democrats are doing with these reparations commission, is to get you to still show up while they playing with you, playing right in your face. The thing I want white folks to understand is that we don't need no commission. We don't need no study. How many studies were done for us to send all of those hundreds of billions of dollars in the twinkling of an eye to Ukraine, literally in the past year and a half, 2 years? How many studies were done for the white Afghans a few years ago? How many studies for the tens of millions of dollars that were given to the AAPI community in 1 year during COVID? How many studies for the oppressive class, Ken and Karen, who still gets all of the loopholes and benefits in government and economics and taxes and stuff? How many studies are done? We still give hundreds of millions and even billions to certain Indian reservations and tribes that don't want Black folks to receive the benefits. That there's a provision in some of the treaties that's specific for Black folks. But in recent years, some of the Indian tribes have objected to Black folks getting what those treaties say belong to them. But we still give them money every year. How many studies were done when we helped to ensure that reparations were given to Jews in another country? How many studies are done when we send that Israeli genocidal, anti-democratic so-called nation state, Israel, billions of dollars every year, and we've been doing it almost 70 some odd years that they've been in existence? They're playing right in our faces. We don't need no study, fool. I said, we don't need no study. The fact that they even say study means this is an actual them spitting in our faces. Family, we should see this as highly disrespectful, but we should also see this as a sign that they know exactly what we want and they refuse to give it to us. All of the stuff that Roland sends his funny looking self they're talking about and his ridiculous panel, all of your so-called Black experts, all of your ridiculous boulets, all of your Black talking heads that sit here and push for masses agenda. Notice nobody is pushing what they're talking about. They know the hot button issue is what we've been talking about. And because they refuse to fulfill it and to give us tangibles, they are playing with us and causing, what is it? What do we call it again? They're trying to run the clock out. And we're not going to play that game with y'all. What do we need to study for? We don't. Here's your study. Multiple books by the great Dr. Claude Anderson. Here's your study. Books like How White Folks Got So Rich. Here's your study. We don't need another study. You're not going to be playing right here in our faces. And let me tell y'all something real quick before I get ready to go, because this ain't nothing to talk about long. Everybody, please hit that thumbs up button, share. If you just came in, be sure to watch the entire broadcast. And beloved, for my first 100 people that joined the Vicki Dillard Mystery School, it's only $45 a month. But for the first 100 people, you're getting the most ridiculous, practically half off the whole year. If you hit that link above and you act on it in the next 24 to 48 hours, because January 2nd is when I'm launching the school. I'll be going live. Is when I officially launch my new mastermind school. I'm not connected to Club Vicki. or Dr. Boyce and Fly Nubian, all of that. There was a partnership I had with them. There's some legal business stuff. I'm not a messy person, so y'all know I'm not going to spread all that stuff on the internet. That's not me. I'm just trying to do good for myself and do good for people. Y'all know I don't do no drama. But because we're dealing with the public, I'm waiting for my attorneys to finish doing what they're doing for the first phase of what we got to do. But because I'm responsible for the public, this is why we're moving. I got to move legally the way my attorneys are telling me to move. But I just want you all to know, because I'm hearing from some of you, they're telling me some weird stuff that's going on. And I have been denied access to that stuff. I don't control any of that stuff. There's a lot of drama going on, even though all of my magic is being used. My name and likeness against all policy and legal stuff is being used. I have to let you all know that that has nothing to do with me. I'm the Vicki Dillard Mystery School now. Talk black to me. More of that coming later. We don't do drama. We just move on. The Vicki Dillard Mystery School at VickiPlanet.com. The link is live now. Again, a special offer for the first 100 people. You don't even have to pay for the rest of the year. You're basically getting half off for less than 1 month's gas bill. I love you that much. I love you back there. You're one of my biggest fans. We don't need no study. White folks, y'all know what you did. America, you know what you did. You're playing with us. Watch this. How many of you all remember, y'all hear me refer to this article from 2016, Ta-Nehisi Coates interviewed Barack Obama. And he did a piece from the Atlantic titled Better is Good, Obama on Reparations, Civil Rights, and the Art of the Possible. The article headline looks like this. You all know I have done multiple broadcasts on multiple platforms, and I've gotten unbelievable response for years. For years, literal years. And just because I cover something one time don't mean I'm not going to cover it again. I don't do stuff just for hot topics. That's great, but I do things for impact. And if I feel like a topic has not properly gotten enough attention, or we've missed the point, or we need to discuss something again because of its relevancy, I will discuss it. I don't care what the topic in the news is. That's his picture on there. Why do I constantly refer to this? Because in this piece, you all know that Obama used his time in office not only not to fight for reparations, but he used his time in office to fight against reparations. So every time you hear a Black Democrat say, well, remember they were telling us before, no Republican is going to vote for reparations. No, you Democrats say you're against it. When Obama had a Democrat House of Representatives, a Democrat Senate, and he being the Democrat president, he used all of his political capital during the first few months of his administration, not for Black folks, not to right historical injustices and pay America's #1 debt. Debt ain't charity. Reparations is a debt. He used it for health care, and he used it to pass LGBT stuff. In this piece, that he discusses Better is Good, Obama on reparations and civil rights. Do you all know, and I've read from it before, in the piece, Obama specifically says that the disparities that Black folks are clearly connected to historical injustices like slavery, like Jim Crow. Obama explicitly lists the multiple and different things that contributed to the undoing of Black folks. He literally makes the case for us. Why am I bringing that up? Obama, like Kamala Harris, on reparations, I'm going to call these witnesses to the stand.
for Black people.
I'm going to call witnesses to the stand.
Do
Barack Obama, would you please come to the stand? We got your testimony from this piece where you break down, you say that the disparities that Black folks have experienced basically in every area of their life is directly connected to chattel slavery, to Jim Crow, and a bunch of other historical and systemic injustices that were legislated and codified in law to sabotage Black people. No Asian American in the way that we can prove. No Hispanic American, no other people group, no white woman can say that at every turn they were literally, their success was legislated against in the way ours was. Now they gonna give you a one-off on one civil rights thing or one voting thing. No, in every area, federal, state, local, and for many, many years, our discrimination and our undoing and our sabotage and our destruction was federal, state, and local law. Now let's call Kamala Harris as a witness to the witness stand. We fight for reparations. We don't need no freaking study. That's what I'm trying to show y'all. Obama, as president of the United States, admits that this is exactly why we're catching hell. Why do we need to study it when your top politician, the president of the United States, admits that that's exactly what it is and why it is? Somebody say these are just games. This is just a finesse. This is a delay tactic. This is technology. But let's hear from Kamala Harris with her silly self. She's not very bright. Some people might call her an airhead.
Support reparations for Black. Do you support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century.
Listen.
We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income.
Yeah.
And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the Lift Act.
What do we need a study for when the former president and the current vice president of the United States tell you exactly where the disparities lie and whose fault it is? If you needed to call anybody to the witness stand in support of our reparations to collect the debt owed to us, somebody say debt. You can't get two higher witnesses than the president and vice president. They both admit that the disparities and the destruction of the Black nation is directly linked to slavery, Black codes, Jim Crow, and other forms of discrimination, systemic discrimination. What are we studying, family? Somebody say, cut the check. I said, somebody say, cut the check. Kamala said no. After she said all that, she still said no, not to give us reparations or something just for Black folks. I keep reading from this book, How White Folks Got So Rich, because there's so much for us to learn from it, because this little book discusses the multiple ways that it was codified in law to discriminate against Black folks, including the so-called Indian land grab, head rights, which were the greatest land giveaways to whites, slavery, of course, the most profitable business of all time, sugar to cotton to oil, Jim Crow laws, the new slavery of sharecropping, predatory land, and debt slavery, even religiously, this notion of the so-called curse of Ham, racial cleansing of American labor, domestic terrorism, the Compromise of 1877. They even discussed such things as Asian exclusion rights and its impact and where that came from, citizenship and immigration for whites only, Plessy versus Ferguson. What is this? prime mortgages, the stock market, on and on and on and on and on. Are y'all hearing me? We know we don't want no studies. We say cut the check. And we say we're not going for these delay tactics. I can't wait to hear your comments and what you have to say about it. Most importantly, I can't wait to see some of you all come January 2nd for the launching of the Vicki Dillard Mystery School, which is going to absolutely change your life. Again, this is not a religious group. This is a transformational environment to shape your life, to become the new world rulers, and to experience miracles, nonstop miracles. Just give me 12 months to activate this in your life. It's only $45 a month, but right now, for half of that, for the first 100 people, if you act on this special that we're doing for the next 24 to 48 hours, the link is above at VickiPlanet.com. You'll get access even lower than $45 a month. You can't beat that with a stick. The link is above. 100 for the first 100 people. You only got 24 to 48 hours to act. I can't wait to see you all again. You are my bliss. You are my pleasure. I want y'all to keep giving the Democrats and even the Republican Party this everlasting work to let America know, baby, we're not moving on to no other subjects. We're not talking about helping no foreign governments, no foreign nothing. You better start cutting the check and paying your reparations debt to the true founding fathers and mothers of this country, which is us. My name is Vicki Dillard. I can't wait to see you again.